Democratic state senator and a Republican state representative are co-introducing a bill they say is aimed at preventing racial bias in court risk assessments across Idaho. What does that mean? Well, today, KTVB's Misty Inglet spoke with one of the representatives who introduced the bill. She's here to explain more. So, Misty, why is this a concern in our state?
Well, Dee, basically what's happening is that because of those risk assessment algorithms that are used in court proceedings, Representative Chaney says it's like punishing people for crimes they haven't yet committed. When in the courtroom, judges use risk assessments when determining things like pretrial bail or even sentencing.
There are basically computers out there telling judges how likely it is that you're going to commit a crime.
Representative Chaney says many of those computer programs have been found to have a bias. He says statistically, when they get it wrong, it's because they overpredict how frequently a minority will commit a crime, while under-predicting the same for Caucasians. Chaney says that could potentially violate due process, a right protected by the U.S. Constitution.
The problem with a lot of these systems is we just simply don't know what that point system is. A lot of these computerized predictors are being put out by vendors who in other states have refused to turn over just how it is that they got to the score that they did.
So the bill co-introduced by Chaney and Senator Cherie Buckner-Webb aims to make sure any system Idaho uses is free of racial bias. It could include making sure any risk assessment type tool be validated by the Idaho Supreme Court before it can be applied in court.
Well, this is really a civil rights bill at its heart.
It also makes sure whatever system is used is transparent to everyone.
I think our judges want to get it right. We just don't want them looking at something that they believe is the most objective thing in the courtroom and relying on that if it's truly not objective.
Now, several studies have shown that risk assessment algorithms are flawed. One report from ProPublica, which was published in 2016, called Machine Bias, showed that risk assessments were often biased, especially against African Americans. And a link to that specific report is on this story at KTVB.com. Dee?
Sounds like something we all need to know a lot more about. Misty, thank you. Chaney says that he hopes to see the bill go to a hearing next week.